Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. This is Space Cowboy here with another video for you guys here today. Before we get started with today's video, if you guys could do me a favor and hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing and hitting that notification bell. A large chunk of you guys watching are not subscribed, hence why I ask in every video. In fact, that average continues to drop. We're now at 78.7. You guys have been doing a fantastic job at moving that average down, and a large chunk of you guys are returning viewers. So if you like what you're seeing and you keep coming back, why don't you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on content when I go live or when it gets posted. So a lot has been coming out of that owners/coaches meeting with the NFL, and specifically the whole offensive line talk. And of course there were a couple other things which I'm going to be putting out videos talking about those individually, but the biggest one that crossed my mind was the offensive line. And Jerry talking about, okay, we think Terence Steele is a swing tackle, and then, we'll figure out guard from within, and then them talking about playing him at guard. There's just this rigmarole of what the Cowboys are trying to say about their offensive line. And, Jerry's being Jerry, so let's not throw ourselves into a fit of rage over what he's saying. However, I think what Jerry is doing is setting up a smokescreen, because he wants to make it seem like the Cowboys don't need to take an offensive lineman at 26, even though he's like, well, we can take one, but I don't want people to get it twisted. It really looks like the Cowboys are positioning themselves to take either an offensive lineman or a tight end at pick 26. And that is just how they're talking about things, and we'll save a video for what Stephen Jones was talking about, because that's something in and of itself, like I mentioned. But look, we know with Tyler Smith, you really had to make a decision, and I personally felt, and I can't speak for everybody, he is your left tackle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is your left tackle. Yes, you can play him at guard, but I think when you see how young he is and what he's been doing and, the work he's putting in, you want to keep him at left tackle. Let him grow into that position, because he will keep getting better and better and better. And you want him to get those reps there, because eventually when he starts hitting his stride and getting into his prime, he's good to go. The real question, and the biggest one of this entire offensive line conundrum, is the health of Terence Steele. Where is he going to be when he's fully healthy? Because, the way that Jerry Jones is talking, it makes it seem like Terence Steele is going to take a while to recover, and, we might have to see him come in as a swing tackle before he gets started again. As for Tyron, they still view him highly, which I don't mind that, and that's no disrespect to Tyron Smith, but when you redid his contract to make it playing time incentivized, I mean, dude, we got to be aware of who Tyron Smith is. So, if it was my ideal world, you would draft a left guard, Tyler Smith at left tackle, Terence Steele at right tackle, and your swing tackle is Tyron Smith. Point blank, period. That's it. There's no further discussion. If you really want Tyron Smith out there, you play him at left tackle, you put Tyler Smith at left guard, and you draft a tackle, because you know what the hell is going to happen. And this is the part that the Cowboys sincerely get on my last nerves. Why is it we're taking a guy that has played right tackle for his entire NFL career, his entire collegiate career, you're going to throw him at left guard, a position he's never played on the NFL stage, then you have the audacity to take, Tyler Smith, a guy who would be suited to, go into guard, albeit better to play left tackle, but you're going to put him at guard, and then you are going to just let Tyron Smith be at right tackle when you would argue he's better suited at left tackle. It's just, why are we doing this? The musical chairs at offensive line, it's something that continuously pisses me off. Let us just get this offensive line set and made clear. Left tackle, Tyler Smith. Left guard is going to be an offensive lineman in this draft, whether it's Mafi from UCLA, Avila from TCU, Torrance from Florida. I don't give a shit. Whoever it is at left guard, you roll with that. Tyler Biadasz as your center, and you elect if you want to pay him or not. Zach Martin, the goat of all goats, at guard. And then at right tackle, it's Terence Steele when he's there ready to go. You know, we don't know where Jason Peters is going to be in this equation because apparently he might not want to retire. He might want to come back for another year. So if that's the case, then why is it that we're even having this discussion to begin with? It just seems like a moot point at this, and I just don't get it. The Cowboys need to seriously have a sit-down conversation and be like, hey, you know, who are we drafting? We should not be playing musical chairs. Once again, this is something that perpetually annoys me. I mean, I don't know what you guys feel about it, but taking a guy that's built to play right tackle and slot him in at left guard, I mean, you know, that that left side's going to be a hell of a run-blocking duo, but we don't know how Steele's going to look at guard, right? We didn't know what we were going to expect from Tyron Smith, and lo and behold, he did his thing, but you have to understand, taking a guy like, you know, Terence Steele, who's never played left guard throughout his collegiate career, throughout his entire NFL career, and no, that's just too much. And for those, I've seen people like, well, we did it with Lyle. Lyle was different. Lyle played tackle, right? You had a guy that played tackle on the right side, and you put him on the right side where he has played before and where really he should have been, but you know, you had certain people playing certain positions, a la Doug Free, for example, and then once he was gone, you slotted him over here, which made sense. Then people talk about, oh, look what we did with Connor Williams. He was a left tackle, and you put him at left guard. Like, people need to seriously think and look at the situation for what it is. You can't put a guy that's on the opposite. And by the way, do people forget we put Terence Steele, excuse me, so many letter T names on this freaking offensive line. Good Lord. You took Terence Steele, put him at left tackle. What the hell happened? Oh, it's okay, Space Cowboy. We'll put him inside of the offensive line. He'll be just fine. You don't know that. That is exactly why I'm not doing this. I'm not. You don't put a guy who's built to play right tackle and throw him in at left guard and hope to God it works. You just don't. You just don't. And it's the same thing like with Jason Peters. You don't put Jason Peters at left guard and hope it works. Like, we don't do that shit. We just don't. And so I don't know where the Cowboys go from here, to be truthfully honest with you, because they can, you know, put up all the smoke screens they want, and that's what I'm going to get to right here, right now, because people are wondering, well, Space, what does this all mean? Like, is there a particular meaning to this? In my personal opinion, this is not something that's sourced or anything like that, so don't take it as a source. I believe it's a smokescreen. The Dallas Cowboys suck at setting smokescreens. You don't just say, oh, we'll answer left guard or that particular position in-house. Like, you don't even have the options. You think Adoga is going to do it? Okay, cool, but, like, what are we doing here? That doesn't make any sense. You know, I can understand it if Isaac, like Alacorn, the guy who was playing tackle, they moved him inside, now they moved him over to defensive tackle, but it just looks so similar to how the Cowboys are going to handle the whole offensive line situation last year. They did not really make any moves there, aside from maybe, you know, you make one move at a particular position, and then you just drafted the guy. And by the way, I'm not going to be upset if the draft goes a certain way, because we could see guys that we really wanted go earlier. But I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys are doing their research at the guard position. They will take a guard. Whether it's the first pick they do or the second or third, they're definitely taking a guard or some form of an offensive lineman in this draft. They've made it clear with who they're scouting. And in case you want to go back, look at their 30-day list of who they met with. A good chunk of the guys they met with on that list, they drafted. You know, Tyler Smith, I don't believe, was one of them, but you need to keep an eye on the tea leaves. They're making it evidently clear they are looking at guys at that position. And I think they're just trying to set up a smoke screen. And right now, if you put a gun to my head and said, Space Cowboy, what is going to be the pick at 26? I firmly believe it's either going to be an offensive lineman or a tight end. That is kind of what the Cowboys are saying. And I could be wrong, and I hope I am in the sense of the tight end spot, because I think that we know where we're at there. But again, we need to see how the draft board falls before we ultimately have our freaking out moment or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.